a brand new store. Amazing collectibles you need to check out. North Shore Pop Culture Collectibles, specializing in all things Funko. Funko. Pop culture. Buy, sell, or trade. North Shore Pop Culture Collectibles is the place for serious collectors. And when they say specializing in all things Funko, they're not kidding. This inventory is massive. So much stuff! So many items at North Shore Pop Culture Collectibles. You never know what you're gonna find. You may find another gem you weren't even looking for. So don't forget to call or stop by North Shore Pop Culture Collectibles, specializing in all things Funko. Located at 1394 Corporate Square Boulevard, Slidell, Louisiana, 70458, or call 985-265-4279. Check them out! It's Funko! It's pop culture. You can't go wrong. Funko. Pop culture.
MHOG knows how to party. It's the metalhandofgodpodcast in the city of New Orleans. We keep this metal up. We keep it
Welcome all you freaks to the Metal Hand of God. Metal Hand of God. I'd like to welcome all you freaks to the Metal Hand of God. Metal Hand of God. I'd like to welcome all you freaks to the Metal Hand of God. We some nerds with your urge to purge.
And hello and welcome back to the Metal Hand of God podcast. Yeah, the soothing sounds of the
Really? You lost yourself in your opener.
I did, and I was gonna
The soothing sounds of the podcast.
I was like, whatever.
Anyway, that's Wayne.
I'm your host, Wayne. Yeah, that's the magnificent.
Don't.
I just said one word. You can say
Okay.
it.
The Rum Guy.
There you
Rum Guy.
go. See-
Anyway, I'm already bored talking about doing this opener, so let's just keep going.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know.
Get some energy.
Hey guys, not all openers are gonna be like shot out
They
of
should
a
be.
cannon. I can't help it. Today is an early day. I'm tired. You're tired. We're both tired.
I'm not tired. I just don't feel well.
Well, I
There's
mean,
a big difference.
you yawned 3 times, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's because I've been up since 4.
Well, hold on. Whose fault is that?
Some of us get up, and other people like to sleep until noon. I won't mention any names.
Well, it's not me, because I sure the fuck don't sleep till noon. I haven't slept till noon since I was like fucking 10.
Okay.
I get up every morning. I got up this morning.
I
at
know,
6.
or you'd be dead if you didn't, so that makes a big difference.
You dick. So, ladies
But
and gentlemen, how's it going out there? Y'all doing okay? Y'all good out there? You still listening? Yeah, I bet y'all are. It's awesome. So how about that commercial at the beginning of our show about the North Shore Pop Culture shop?
Oh, that's cool. That's interesting, man. I went and saw the pictures of the shop.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool, man. The owner, Chunk, that's what he goes by. He goes by Chunk, so I'm not saying that to be a rude bastard. That's what he goes by. He actually a lot of those Funko Pops, some of my old stuff, my collection, I sold it off to him. Great dude, always awesome to work with. If you're really into any of that stuff and you're looking to buy, any kind of Funko item, he's the man to check out. Or if you have stuff to trade, he's all about that too.
But he does a lot of. I mean, Funko's the main focus, but is he into other things as well?
Honestly, I think that shop is just focused on Funko.
Well, I know. I mean, but I figured maybe he might.
Oh, him
there might be
personally?
some other. Yeah, personally, other areas
yeah.
of interest
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff.
I'm sure he does collects other toys and comic books as well.
Very cool.
But super cool guy, and y'all should check it out. Go to the Facebook page. That's it. That's what I was trying to think of. I couldn't get my fucking brain around.
Now, whereabouts? And you're familiar where the shop's located, right?
Yeah, I've been there a bunch of times. I've been there before. It was even built.
It's in
Like-
Slidell.
Yeah, it's in Slidell. It's right next to a Giant Michael's in Slidell, so it's not hard.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
really
Well, so
hard
that's
to find.
It's a big store then. I mean, it's a big area then.
It's in a strip mall. Yeah, it's in a strip mall. It's
Cool.
a nice place.
Cool,
Really
cool,
good, very roomy, very cool, and really nice to work with.
Nice.
Check them
Well, I heard-
out.
I heard you ran into a friend of the show.
I did. I didn't really run into him. He just decided to message me the other day. Our buddy Scott Delaney, who is going our in-game segment, is about video games and stuff like that. Him and his wife to be, Miss Kelly, were on a cruise, and it happened to dock. Did you fall? Are you okay?
Sorry.
That's okay. That's fucking great. They gave some excitement to it. That's for sure.
Oops. Sorry.
Anyway, they were in a cruise and they docked in New Orleans to unload. Like that's where the cruise ended,
Yeah.
and they drove back home from here. So yeah, so he called me or texted me and said, "Hey, we're gonna be in town for the next 2 days. You want to meet up sometime?" I said, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." So we met up the other night, which is really cool. It was good to see him. I hadn't seen him in like.
Wow.
He's really looking good, and I know he listens because that's all he was talking about was like past episodes and how crazy shit was.
That's been crazy, Scott.
And he's one of our followers on Spotify. If you guys didn't know we were on Spotify, we are on Spotify, and Scott listens to us on Spotify. He said it's really weird though because he was listening to the last episode, which was he said he enjoyed it really much. Like the last one he listened to was the one I think with Kevin on it, and he said the weird thing about it was the next episode after it was like the birthday thing I did for Kyle, and he said, all right, Kyle's birthday was not any time around this time. What the hell? So Spotify throws up the episodes kind of weird.
Oh, that is bizarre.
Yeah, so it's not like an automatic like one right after the other.
Well, that's cool. And I know I was going over some of our the sites that we're on, and good God, man, we're being picked up by a lot of different sites. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're all over the place.
I mean, it's like a shotgun blast when it comes to the MHOG where we're found. It's bizarre, but it's good. It's fun. It's diverse, and I like that. That makes it cool.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody listens to us on a specific,
Right.
thing.
Right. But so he's got a new fiance.
Yes. Miss Kelly.
Does he seem happy?
Very, very like he is himself. She's okay with it.
Well, that's what you got to kind of have to find when you're in a relationship. Find the right person who is comfortable with you.
And yeah, it was great. I mean, they were really fun. They were cool. It was great to meet Kelly for sure. And I mean, I know Scott's fucking lunatic, so that was okay. He was fun to hang out, of course.
Sure.
And then we actually, I went with them the other night to go eat at Bobby Hebert's because they wanted to go eat some Cajun food around, and I gave them a bunch of restaurants that had it. And he just picked one, and we went. Are you familiar with Bobby Hebert's?
That's on Veterans, right?
Yeah. It's a Cajun restaurant that is owned by a former Saint football player,
Okay.
Bobby Hebert. But anyway, so we went over there and that's what we did. We were there. I got something very odd on you. Like I was surprised that they had this, so I ordered it. So I only got 2 appetizers just to snack on while I was there because it was kind of late.
Sure.
But I ended up getting spinach and artichoke dip, which is fantastic. I like that stuff. I don't know.
Sure.
Are you a fan?
Yeah. I like spinach artichoke dip. It's good.
But I got that. That was really good. And then they had fried pork rind on the menu.
Well, that's how you do a pork rind.
No, I understand. But I'm just saying, is like it was on the menu in a restaurant that you don't normally.
Oh.
So it's like, okay, I'm going to order these and see what it's like. And they were fucking great.
Yeah, pork rind. That's like a staple. And when I lived in Georgia, most of the restaurants had, especially barbecue and seafood places, had pork rinds on the menu.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that was weird. I've never seen that on them. Fuck it. I'm going to try it. And
Did you ever have a pork rind before?
Oh, yeah, dude. I love those things.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I didn't know if you had ever had them before.
No, I eat them like crazy, which is not healthy, but I do eat them and all that good jazz. But it's like, I've never seen them on a menu, like in a restaurant.
How'd they come? Were they with dry seasoning on them or something? Or
No, they were plain, but they came with a dipping sauce, a chipotle dipping sauce,
Oh, okay.
which was interesting.
Sure.
But they were really good.
Nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, it's nice to do, see something different on a menu for change, you know.
Yeah, that's why I got it, because I was like, it's way different than what I normally see. So I'm like, okay, fuck it, let's try this. You know.
Well, what's one of the most unique restaurants you've been to down there?
Down here, like unique.
Yeah, something unique.
It's kind of hard to say, man. 98% of the stuff down here is the fucking same shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really like, there's nothing really unique about any of the restaurants. I hate to say that, but...
Are you looking for unique restaurants, or are you just...
Oh, we are always looking for somewhere new to eat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're always going around for something different and new. And it just seems like every time we pick a restaurant to go to, it's either going to end up like the same thing. Like, okay, they have like the same 12 dishes as everybody else. And it's kind of disappointing, but not to say that the food isn't good. I'm just saying that it's the same repetitive, you know, seafood platter or fucking tacos or, you know, shit like.
Oh, I got you.
There's no real unique experience, I guess you can. Now, from people from out of town will fucking, you know, be all over those things because, you know, they don't get that kind of stuff, which is cool. I'm okay with it. But, you know, people who live in the city and the states.
Well, what would you like to see at on a menu? What would you like to see at a restaurant?
On a menu? I'd like
Yeah.
to have like just a real weird, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I would like to have like a little bit of everybody in one restaurant. It's kind of hard to say.
Sure.
I want to go to like a fucking restaurant where I can sit down and have Chinese food tacos. You know, something strange.
Well, there was a restaurant I used to go to in Georgia. It was called the Schnitzel Shack, and it's funny because he was extremely German, and his wife was from Thailand. So
Nice.
they had a Thai-German fusion restaurant where you could get German food or Thai food or a fusion of the two. You could get like Thai chili schnitzel.
That sounds interesting.
So that was a really cool place. We used to go there on occasion. But Savannah, Georgia was great for unique types of foods. Lots of oddball restaurants, different cuisines. A lot of people specified to, you know, like regions. Like you could find like a Russian restaurant, or you could find a Lebanese restaurant, or you know what I mean? So you had some options. Not like I used to have back home when I was growing up, you know, around, you know, around Pennsylvania and New York and that area. You always had some of the most interesting selections of food at any given hour. But
Right.
well, I do miss that.
You know, we have those kind of. I'm not gonna say we don't. You know, like we have Lebanese. You know, we have everything out here. It's just that, like I said, it's like your main staples in this area are seafood restaurants or seafood, Mexican, or sushi is basically what they have.
Gotcha.
Is like your main staples out here.
Hmm.
You know, or pseudo-American food, I guess, like a steak.
Gotcha.
But I want something interesting, people. Come up with a good restaurant. Like, I'm not saying these restaurants aren't good. I'm just saying, like, come up with something really cool. Who wouldn't want to try beef and broccoli on a taco?
Taco shell's just the perfect thing to eat anything on, really.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, so, like, when you guys do a Taco Tuesday, do something fucking crazy. Like, throw some weird shit on it.
Sure, like cotton candy and bacon. There you go.
Right?
Cotton candy bacon taco.
That'd be a great
Wayne
dessert.
would eat that.
Great dessert taco. Great dessert
Yeah.
taco.
So what else is going on, man?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. I just been I finally like I told you before, I finally finished Sabrina, which was really good, and I have been working on trying to find a new show. Kind of watched one episode of that the Order, which was okay. You said it takes one episode.
It does, because it's a bit convoluted to start. But it goes in a decent direction. You know?
Right.
It actually surprised me to some of the cast I know from other things, which is really bizarre to me, which is the one guy in the Order that if you've only seen one episode, I don't remember if you've already seen him yet or not. He is in about, let's see but he's in Sabrina. He was in Sabrina. Do you remember, spoiler, do you remember the episode where they go to the Dorian Gray Club?
Yeah.
Okay. The bartender, a.k.a. Dorian Gray,
yeah.
he's in The Order.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't seen him yet.
He's also in about two other kind of paranormal-esque shows.
Nice.
And what's funny is now this makes about roughly 5 different things. He's played witches, vampires, warlocks, demons. He's played everything right now, right? You know where he came from?
No. His mom?
Disney's Descendants.
Oh, that's funny.
He was Prince Charming in Descendants.
That's funny, yeah.
So to see him in these other roles,
I could see him in that as Prince
playing
Charming.
kind of an asshole, which is really kind of funny.
Like the Dorian Gray character, without spoiling anything for you, is hugely used in season 2.
Yes.
Like he's all over season 2.
Right. Well, the story of Dorian Gray is actually kind of it's very cool. Have you ever read the book?
Never read the book, but I do know the story.
The book was really, really fascinating. And then, of course, a lot of people are familiar with the character if they've never read the book. Possibly the first time you ever heard of Dorian Gray was in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Right, yeah, he was.
Interesting storylines. But there's a lot of really good shows. I started watching some of the shows. There's another show on there called The Protector.
Uh-huh. I don't see that.
It's kind of mystical in its essence, but it's dubbed.
Oh, gotcha.
There's a lot of foreign shows from Portugal, Chile, Turkey, stuff like that are all based on there. There's one in there, I think it's from France, but it's also dubbed in English too. It's called The Witch.
Nice.
And it's about a witch. Yeah, well, it's about a witch. The last thing she remembers is being burned at the stake, and she wakes up, or she comes to, or she's self-aware again at one point, and she's in like a park in the middle of a city, and she's like looking around like, what the fuck is this? So she has to find out. She has to start to get. She's trying to figure out what happened, but she's in this strange world now. She doesn't know where she's at. So it's her and her journey and trying to. And she's a witch, so she's actually like boom, I got magic. What the fuck? Nobody else does. And so she's trying to. It's her story going through this process, which is actually it seemed to be pretty good. In what it was. I caught first episode of that, which wasn't too bad, so I might give it another shot. But I get tired of it. There's not a lot of selection. I mean, we've got 6,000 channels, and you've got either bad daytime TV shit, you've got cop shows, you've got the Law and Order channel, you've got the NCIS channel, and nothing seems to be too exciting. So I usually focus towards that because those type of shows, because at least it's something a little, more exciting than watching, reruns of MASH.
Right. I agree.
I mean, I don't understand it. It's like, why am I paying for cable and all I get is this crap? It's like, it's utter crap. That's all I get.
It's not utter crap, but I mean, I know where you're at. Like, I get bored with watching the shit on TV. Like, I only watch, like I said, I only watch Happy that comes on TV, and every once in a while I gotta wait for The Walking Dead to come back on because it's not on anymore right now. And there's very few shows that I'm into. Like, everything that I've watched, they canceled. Like Gotham, they canceled. There's only this is the last season. So
I think it can't. It's not so much as just it's canceled, but they can't take the story any further. Really, I mean, it has to end sometime.
I get it. But I mean, they could have kept going. They really could have. I mean, they have tons of shit they could have done.
Oh man, they just can't. They just ended The Big Bang Theory, and that had a huge following.
Yeah, but that was on for 15 seasons, some shit.
Yeah, around that. Well, what's Gotham been on? Been on for what, about 6 or 7?
Maybe. I'm not really sure.
It's been on for a while. I know that, but I mean, they'll just do spin-off shows of it. I mean, you had
they got Batwoman coming out, which I don't know about that.
I don't know either. I think it's just going to be a hot girl in tight clothes.
Well, it's the girl.
Battling
it's
evil.
One of the girls from Orange Is the New Black is playing Batwoman.
I wanted to watch that show, but it got too political. I don't like a lot of political shows. I'd have to deal with that in the news every day. I don't want to fucking watch politics.
Yeah, me neither. Caitlin loves that show, though. She watches it.
There's it seems to be a huge trend on, which is for me anyway, and I don't know. There seems to be a lot more. I don't know. Take it for what it is. If you hate what I'm going to say, I'm sorry. If you don't, then you probably understand. Every time I turn on the TV show, is a lot of gay shit happening on. A lot of gay stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, there's a lot of gay things here, people. And then, do you remember like a couple? You'd never see shit. You barely ever saw heterosexual
Kissing
shit on kissing on TV. Now you're seeing and then you're sitting here and you're watching it like, I don't know. Okay, I don't want to sound like homophobic or not. It's not that, because I really give a shit less. But you're not sitting in my living room when I'm making out with a chick. I don't want to sit in your living room while you're making out with your dude.
I hear you. It doesn't. I don't know. That shit doesn't bother me. I mean, I know it's there. It's always there. It's kind of like with the interracial stuff too, and all that. I mean, it's more prevalent now. It's just
It is. It's part of the thing, I guess.
Yeah,
but
it's part of our society. It's just what we have to live with, and I'm fine with that. I'm good with all that
I
stuff.
just think there needs to be a little bit of on all sides. I mean, all over.
Not just on those two. Yeah, I get you.
Just there used to be a time where you'd be able to sit in your living room with your kid and watch TV, and then there was enough there that you knew what was going on, but your little kid didn't have to know what was going on at the time.
Right, and I agree with you on that, because there's a lot of things that I can't watch now with my son in the room, because it's really pushes the limits. I'm like I can't watch Happy with him because it's a fucked up show. I can't watch Game of Thrones. You can't watch that. You can't watch. I mean, even I'm naming these like cable channels, but like even regular television, some stuff you can't watch with a child in the room, because it's just it's overly graphic. And
sometimes I don't want to see the overly graphic. I want to know. I like the type of story or TV or movie a lot of times where you let your imagination do some of the work instead of it just being there, like everything has to be spelled out.
Well, it's almost like they have no story, so they need to put something in it to make it
edgy,
provocative and edgy. Yeah, edgy. Listen to me, edgy.
Yeah, it just seems so crass a lot of times. And I know I'm not saying it because we sound like we're old people. I'm saying it because it just makes fucking sense. Good story writing lets you use your imagination a little bit. That's like reading a book. You let your mind do the work for you. If you're reading the book and it says, and he grabbed her bare breast while sticking his penis in, I don't need to read that. I can kind of figure out what you're doing.
Well, I mean, some of those, books do that.
I know, but there's the same people that are watching.
Novels.
It's the same person letting the 3-year-old sit there and watch that section of Game of Thrones where they're getting ganged.
Well, I mean, he's got to learn somewhere.
No, really. It might be a better world if a lot less people knew that shit.
Well, the problem is you can't stop it. I mean, a kid is gonna go and type in, waffle on fucking
and Waffle House should come up
on the internet, and it's not going to, because there'll be so much more coming up. It's just
you need to put your settings on a stricter level, dude.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, kids can do that. I'm not saying it's my kid. I'm just saying in general. Like, if you wanna, you would have to really up your parental guidance is where it starts. It's not.
Well, yes, it's exactly parental guidance.
It's nothing to do with like the actual programming, because the programming is going to be there regardless. It's all where your parenting is. If an idiot is going to let their kid watch, Two Girls, One Cup, then that's their fucking horrible parenting skill. You know what I'm saying? It's you can't blame the fucking programmer. I mean, the programs and things like that. Often you'd have to blame the idiots that are fucking allowing their children to watch this kind of stuff, and just, I don't know, not raising their kids correctly.
Well, I've got a question for you.
Sure.
Speaking of watching things on TV and stuff, I know we this has been out for a little while now, and it's won a bunch of awards, and I know we had a full music movie news on it, and I know you watched it. What were your thoughts on Bohemian Rhapsody? Because I just watched it.
I never watched it.
I thought you did.
No. I didn't watch it at all.
Oh, I figured you would have by now.
I have not watched it. No, I
Holy crap! I watched something before you did.
I know, right? How was it? Did you enjoy it?
I did. I did enjoy. Well, the reason I'm bringing this up is Amy works with this girl. She just turned 19, and she really likes Queen. A lot of people love. The music is great, right? So, but then she watched the movie, and she didn't like the movie. She said she didn't understand it. I said, well, what's not there to understand? I haven't even, at this point, I hadn't watched it yet. I said, what's there not to understand? And I'm thinking, oh, she's just, she's 19. What she she's been, she's a very nice girl, but she hasn't had a lot of life experiences yet. You know what I mean?
Right. Young girl. That's what happens.
Anymore, 19's like you're 40 to a lot of people, it seems like anymore. They have way too much life experience. So I was like, all right, well, fine, fuck it. I'm going to go home and I'm going to watch this movie. I want to see why she doesn't understand it. Well, I don't know what her reasons for not understanding it was, but I did find something out of the chaos, because we're all familiar. You're familiar with Queen. I'm familiar with Queen. I know we all know the story of Queen and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And I thought, well, maybe it was she just didn't understand the AIDS thing, or she didn't understand the dichotomy with the band or whatever. But then after I sat there and watched it, I went, well, that was entertaining. It was a lot of information in 2 hours. It was a lot of information about a band that did so much stuff. But then I found the problem with it that it dawned on me what my problem was with the movie, and possibly hers, and I have to ask her yet. The problem is that I had with it was it was not a movie about the band Queen.
It was all about Freddie Mercury?
It was a movie about Freddie Mercury. The band members in the movie were only in that movie possibly, let's say a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
The band itself was in the movie 25 minutes.
Wow.
No backstory, no story. Now, everybody in a band, as you know, has a story. They contribute something to the band. They're adding something, their ups, their downs, whatever, right? The members of the band were more portrayed as backup players, backup singers, not really having much input to Queen, not really contributing anything except for warm bodies on the stage. That's what I took from this movie was this was a movie with the name of a band that was about the lead singer and nobody else.
Huh.
So truthfully, I believe the name of the movie should have been the Freddie Mercury story and not Bohemian Rhapsody or Queen. And here's the kick of Bohemian. It was, that song, the whole segment about the song, and I timed it because I was being very critical about watching this movie. Everything about the song Bohemian Rhapsody only took 8 minutes to talk about.
Oh, okay.
So, again, you knew nothing about the guitar player other than they were in a different band when they met Freddie Mercury. You knew nothing about the bassist. You knew nothing, really, jack and all, about the fucking drummer. I mean, all the guy that played the drummer was stand in the background and make faces. That's all he did. And then actually, Freddie Mercury's character actually looked at him and goes, "You know what I missed about you is all your funny faces." And I'm like, but his line, he had like maybe 10 lines in the whole movie. Most of the time, he just stood there and went,
Come on.
Just kind of make that was it. That was it. It was all about It was all about being gay. The whole movie was about being gay, not about the band, which the other members of the band weren't gay. They actually had families. They had kids. There was nothing saying about the woes about leaving their families and, or the arguments that ensued there was one scene about arguing over a song. Does that ever happen where they were just one time there's an argument over a song?
Not just one time.
No. So to me, it really lacked a honest portrayal of that band. I think it was a great homage to Freddie Mercury, and the end. Basically, the best part of the movie to me was the ending, because it summed up an emotion and a moment, but did not have enough ass behind it to say it was a movie about a band.
Huh.
But again, worth watching if you'd like to see to see a different side of the story and to get a little insight on Freddie Mercury. But if you would like to know anything about the actual band, like really anything about the band that's worth a shit, then that is not what you need to be watching this movie for. And the other thing I wanted to see was there's the new Elton John movie coming out.
Yeah, I saw that too. I saw that one too.
And I remember, maybe it might have been out 20, 25 years ago. There was another Elton John movie, but no one fucking remembers.
But yeah, I didn't know.
Yes, there. Find the old one because I'll tell you why. The old one was really, really good. It told the story of Elton John. The guy that played it, I can't even remember who the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Great story about him and who he was, and coming out on the scene, and it was a very good story. And I thought, oh, that's cool. They're redoing, and it's like this looks different. So I'm trying to figure out what they're going to do, but I think they're remaking it because no one remembers the first one.
Probably
It's
so.
possible, yeah, because I was looking online for it. It was a bitch to try to find anything. But this is, you know what they're touting this as? This is the thing that bothers me about it. It's not, and I saw it on a couple different sites already, that it is not that the greatest thing is it's the story of Elton John and who he was and how he became Elton John, because Elton John is really not his real name. It was this name he took on later. They're saying it is the first theatrical movie that will feature full-on gay sex.
Really?
I'm like, so why is that in the front of this type of movie? Why does that have to be? I don't understand. I want to learn about the musician. I want to see a movie about possibly a person's life that and music that's changed the way we see the world and music today. He's definitely contributed a lot.
Oh, I agree with you on that. He's a huge person in the industry. Like, he's done so much to change the styles of music and how we look at it today.
I mean, he's such an innovator. I mean, complete innovator. But should it really be focused on that other aspect so much? You're going to have to talk about he was gay, and he was one of the first ones that came out, like in the scene. One of them that really came out full on. Hey,
right.
I'm
gay.
This flamboyant, But I don't think that that's the way they need to be promoting the movie to get viewers. I don't understand.
I don't understand that either. That's kind of a weird, like, this is how this movie's going to be good, but you're going to have full-on gay sex in it.
To me, it seems to lessen your audience view.
Kind of raunchy, I guess.
Yeah,
and I would probably feel the same exact way if it was, hey, blatantly, like, we're going to have Elton John fuck a lady, like, in the front. I'm like, why would I, what does that have to do with music?
Right. I want to know the story of the music and the artist, not
sex life
all the other
or-
shit.
yeah,
The sex life is neither here nor there to me. It's not about that.
That's why I kind of dug so much the dirt, because I know it wasn't all the true story behind everything, but they didn't show, like, they had a little sexual content in it, of course, because they were fucking deviants, but it wasn't hinged on look at all these girls they're fucking, look at all this,
Right.
It was hinged on what they did, and their, like, they even did backstories on each member, which was fucking cool. It was cool. I liked the way it was done.
Yeah, after I got through it, I liked it a bit more. It just took it just took me a minute to get past, because that's the way I thought the movie it was going to be. Because
the opening was the way it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's going to be one of these. We're just fucking everything and pissing in the corner. That's great. That's what I want to watch.
Yeah, no, it was very good, man. I enjoyed that fucking movie. I actually watched it twice.
But if there's a band that you would like to see a movie of, what would it be, man? Do you know? Have you thought about it?
Yeah, oh yeah, man. I'd love to see Iron Maiden as a fucking movie.
I'm surprised they haven't done that.
I'd like to see, like, the Beatles as a movie. Like a real
Well, they did it. They did do a movie of the Beatles.
Not that I know of.
Yeah. It was called. Hold on, I'll find it for you.
Okay.
But anyway, anybody else?
I'd love to see Faith No More as a fucking documentary.
Ooh,
that would be
interesting.
That would be a crazy one, because, like, I know all the weird stories that I hear about Mike Patton. I'd love to see that kind of, like, the truth behind all that stuff.
Well, and he was kind of he was kind of weird, wasn't he?
He still is, yeah.
Still kind of weird.
He's still a strange dude. Like, he like, pissing on people and stuff, and really odd things that he's done,
Oh, the movie was called 8 Days a Week.
Oh, no, that's an original movie, though. That's with them in it, right?
They also had the other Beatles movie was called A Hard Day's Night.
Yeah. That's all. I meant like a movie, not like what they did. That's just them playing themselves in those movies.
Well, in 2016 it wasn't. They were lookalikes.
Oh, they made a new one?
Yeah, it was in 2016, 8 days a week.
I didn't know that. Okay, I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie.
Okay,
I remember watching it.
Yeah, I knew A Hard Day's Night was. That's definitely.
And they got that new one out. It's Beatles-esque called Yesterday. Comes out this year.
Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks cool. And they also had Beyond the Universe or some shit like that.
Magical Mystery Tour one.
No. It was something called The Universe or something. It was all Beatles music used in a film.
Okay.
And it was kind of along the lines of like Moulin Rouge. How Moulin Rouge had like pop songs being there, but this is all Beatles. It's Across the Universe, I think it's called, or something like that. I own the DVD.
Yes, you're right. It's Across the Universe. You're right. Came out in 2007.
Yeah. That was a cool film. That was a cool flick.
They've actually had a lot of stuff done about them, man. They've had
they're probably I would have to say they are probably the most known band of all time.
You're probably right.
Like,
you really are.
You can probably go to like, Indonesia or something and they know who the Beatles are. You know what I'm saying? Like some little third world country somewhere. Not that Indonesia is, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you remember you probably have seen it. It's a really cool, it's one of the quote unquote rockumentaries. It's called 200 Motels. And you remember like history, like Decline of Western Civilization?
Yeah.
Okay. It's similar to that, but it's got like, Beatles members in it. It's got members of the Who, Keith Moon, Frank Zappa, all these different people, and it talks about life on the road with these bands.
That's fucking cool.
So that came out a long time. It was like 1970s sometime. But I watched it. It's one of those ones I go back and watch every once in a while because it's actually pretty good. So if you ever get a chance to watch 200 Motels, go check that out.
Oh, yeah, look at that. I need to look that
pretty
up.
cool.
That sounds awesome. Speaking of all this music that we're talking about, there's a band that I am friends with. Actually, there's two acts that I want to talk about real quick. Both in almost the same vein. There's a band called Project Ascension that is, heating it up out here. They are a rap metal group. And,
is it like rapcore?
Yeah. They have it. It's like. That 90s style rapcore kind of stuff. It's really cool. It's very good stuff.
Cool.
They just put out a single on YouTube and Spotify, I believe is the other one, or wherever they put it out at. Not Spotify.
iTunes.
Yeah, I think it's on iTunes. I think it's on Spotify, and I think it's on the other one.
Does anybody use iTunes anymore?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure they do.
That seems weird.
But they put an episode called an EP called
a single,
1997 EP. Go download it, check it out. It's really good. In fact,
it's all about Bo Jackson.
In fact, I'm gonna play it on the show right now, so y'all can go listen to it.
Cool.
So here's Project Ascension's 1997. They gave me permission to do this, so I'm just letting you know. Here it goes.
Bam.
Let's go! The life of feed me in the so-called world that you want to give me the illusion, the dissolution. All your plans and your half-ass emotion for the world of man. How can you feel it when you feel about me? Who we are, the same people of the blood you see. You separate the feeling from the family. Then your mind is scarred and your soul is faded. Rich get rich and the poor stay poor now. Is the life you adore now? Don't let them overtake you. You can be what you want. You can make it. I will never let this go. No. I said I won't never ever let this go. It won't stay. try and pursue, but that's my name. People dying by the mind on the things you carry, but the deaths of a racing and flying over everyone else. You're selfish, you're selfish. Hey, you're not going to make it. I will never let this go. No. I said I won't never ever let this go. It won't stay. Don't use your words to control.
So that's it, man. What did you think?
Wow.
It's good, huh?
That's freaking cool, man.
Right. They did a good job on that stuff, man. I was pretty impressed. Good kids. They're pushing their shit out there, and I'm proud to say that, you know.
Don't call people good kids, man. It makes you sound old.
I've been calling people kids. I call kids since I was a little dude, though. I've been using that term since
go eat your prunes.
Before high school, man. I've been calling people kids.
That's funny.
It's just a term.
But you mentioned somebody else, and I can't remember their name. What was this other?
The other gentleman who is also, he's a rap artist. He used to be in a really heavy death band, tech death band. He goes by Jab Leone.
Oh.
And he
is that Italian?
Yeah, I guess. He put out another single too, and I didn't ask him for permission for this, but I'm going to play it anyway. So we're going to have some music to end this off. Like, we're going to do this.
Nice.
And when we come back, we'll finish up the show. And I hope you guys like these two tracks that I played for you. They're really good people. And Jab's actually done a few shows for the MHOG, doing booked a few times, and so has Project Ascension. So that's why I give him some airplay to give him some, get him out there a little more,
Sweet.
So here you go. Here's Jab Leon.
Count my blessings and silver linings. Why cursing at the vices that I forged from blindsided? They say hell have no wrath like a woman scorned, nor do the heavens rain as hard as her eternal storm. Chivalry is not dead, so here's my umbrella. Tell me if the shoe fits, glass slips, Cinderella, pure pandemonium, polished with lip gloss. My actions gone mid consecutive coin toss. She is the humidity suffocating my lungs as we lash at each other in these boring tongues. All I'm asking for is just a little room here to breathe, and you gave me too much space to tell me why did you leave. And I feel like there's less that could have been said, that more that could have been done. My bones are now waking. I wish this day would never come. This is what happens when you add fire to water. Mississippi, come get your daughter. Blessings rains down it, 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 blessings rains down it. Oh my God. Moonchild make moves on my monologue. Soon wild, snickering gloom, good boy, good dog. Straight faced out of makeup persona. Sweat drips on a face like it's a sauna. Extra, read all about it. Will I give that post, man? I really fucking doubt it. Inside the dark envelope is a slippery slope. Canyon saw space and rope, okay, well that's a no. Locked up, trust out, raising the alarm. Beat a vanity, nurse, come quick, grab her arm. Temper tantrum, volume up, kick, brick, kid, fair, key details, yeah, you know what you did. But it's so loud, I know it's not that shocking. Can't say that I'm too proud about that rocking. I'm the worst thing ever. God as your witness, I'm the first thing you ever wished out of existence. Blessings rains down it, 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 blessings rains down it. Oh my God, I'm trying to. It's so sick.
So yeah, that was Rainy Day by Jab Leon, man. It's a good fucking track. I really enjoyed it.
Man, that's better than some of the stuff I'm hearing on the radio right now. That is awesome.
It's a lot better than stuff on the radio. That's why I always like to, give guys their props when I think they deserve it. And both those people.
I was gonna say I like how he's got a great fusion of a modern sound with a classic feel, which is very, very cool. You don't get that too often.
Right. And that's, like I said, that's why I want to put it out there so people can actually go out and download these guys and listen to them. They deserve to be better than what they're at now. They need to be up, push them up higher. They're better than the shit that's on the radio. That's, believe me.
Yeah. Both of them are great.
But anyway, so I just wanted to end our show with some promotion for some music from people I know. So
that's awesome.
Give them a little help, throw it out there.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for listening to us. And I promise next episode will be a lot more jovial. We'll have more exciting things to talk about, and maybe we'll talk about quiche.
Quiche. Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and take your nap?
I am. This old man is going to bed. Just kidding. I'm not going to bed. What are you fucking talking about? I got so much shit to do. It's ridiculous.
Funny.
But the next episode where we put out, the Green Mantles will be on the show. Good band. Go check them out. And then we'll have a guest in a couple weeks after that. The next guest we'll have is her name is Tiffany. I don't have her last name right now because they didn't send it to me yet, but she is one of the scare actors from the paranormal circ that we went to. So that's really cool. She'll be on. Oh, cool. Yeah.
You had me super, super excited because I thought she was going to perform I Think I'm Alone Now.
I knew you were thinking that. But, it's not that Tiffany. Sorry.
Oh, super, though. Very cool.
Well, maybe she'll perform it for us. I don't know.
That's nice. She's multi-talented.
There you go. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us. I was your host, Wayne.
And I'm the Rum Guy.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all the right ages, keep it metal.
I'm tapping the vein, 9 minutes bringing pain. MHOG secreting, leaving a stain. You ain't as dope as us, bitch. Stay in your lane.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Okay then. That's it.